Hi, I'm Case Spivey, and I kind of took a little bit of a personal vacation after NaNoWriMo. I haven't been posting videos for a little while. I've been doing more of the, well, let's be honest, I've been playing Breath of the Wild the entire time. Ever since my last video posted, that's been all I've been doing in my free time. I haven't even finished watching the new season of Making a Murderer. Like, that's how much I've only been playing Breath of the Wild outside of work. So I wanted to post something though for the end of the year. 2018 has been a roller coaster of emotions, and there have been a lot of good things and there have been a lot of bad things, and there have been a lot of big bad things in the world. But I don't want to end the year and the Christmas season having a video about all the big bad things. There have been a lot of big good things, but I don't feel like this is the space to talk about those either. So what I wanted to do today, wearing my cute little Christmas sweater, I wanted to just talk about 10 things that I personally in my own life loved about 2018. Small things that really only pertain to me, that came into my life in 2018, that I really enjoyed in 2018. Yep, that's what the video is going to be for today. Sorry I've been gone for a little bit. Merry Christmas if you celebrate that. Happy Hanukkah. Is Hanukkah still? I think Hanukkah's over now by the time I post this. I'm not sure when I'm posting this. Just happy holidays in general, and happy new year to everybody going into 2019, which fingers crossed for a good year for all of us, right? So these are in no particular order. They're just kind of how they came to me. Trying to think of 10 things I loved this year. So the very first one is my new glasses. I had had the same frames for a really long time and they kind of looked dumb. And they were old and the prescription was old, and these ones are dirty right now. I haven't cleaned them. I didn't clean them for the video because they reflect the light too, so you can see where all my lights are. But these frames just suit me so much better and I can see so much better. So I'm so glad that I finally got around to getting frames that looked better on my face. So I'm really happy about my new glasses this year. I guess I could say the same for my haircut, but that was a roller coaster all itself. There are plenty of videos where you can see the roller coaster ride of my hair. Second thing I'm super grateful for this year is my cousin teaching me about makeup. I vaguely knew what things to put on my face, but I didn't know most of the things to put on my face and how to do them. And she gave me a crash course and really helped me a lot. And I liked that I can make myself look the way I want to look now, rather than just kind of being like, oh, I guess I have to deal with feeling a little bit cringe today. So I'm really grateful to her for teaching me about some just basic things that go on the skin and like what different products do and how to use them. Like, I didn't know a lot of that, and I'm 28, so if you, I'm gonna be 29 next year. So if you don't know how to do stuff like that, like, it's not a big deal. I got through most of my life not knowing how to do makeup, but it's also really nice to be able to when you want to and for videos. So super grateful about that. I also really loved learning about and becoming part of the AuthorTube community this year. I didn't really follow a lot of authors before this. I didn't really know a lot, but as I was looking more and more into publishing, as I was finishing revisions for Circuit and looking into querying and all of that, I found that the AuthorTube community is blossoming and huge and diverse here on YouTube, and I found more and more people who had more and more experience in the areas I wanted to go into, and more different opinions about different parts of the publishing industry, and I learned a lot. And I'm really glad that there's so many people out there going through the same struggles who are sharing their advice and their expertise, and it's been really great. I think I've ended up following like 20 to 25 different authors. Some of you, I watch every video that comes out. Some of you, I watch some of them. I love the whole community. Whether or not I watch your videos, I think it's a really great thing that we're sharing with each other and able to learn from each other here on YouTube. Connected to that, I discovered Scribophile this year, and I love it. I had forgotten how much I really enjoyed doing in-depth critiques of other people's work, especially poetry, and how much I enjoyed other writers giving me critiques on my work. Like, that's one of my favorite things about doing workshops in college. I really liked doing all of the critiques and talking through things with people and sharing your opinions and why, and I love doing that with people who understand how to read a piece of work and then understand what you're trying to do and tell you whether or not you're doing that. Like, that's what a proper critique is all about. And I love that there are people out there who can do that, and I love finding that community on Scribophile. I haven't used it nearly as much as I have sort of intended to, but I've really enjoyed having that community to go to when either I want to help other people or I need help from other people. Jumping around, another thing I really enjoyed this year that I just started is becoming pescatarian. This isn't something I could have done in the past. I did try to go vegetarian very briefly when I was probably in high school, and I just discovered I just really like meat. I just really enjoyed eating meat. It was kind of, this was the time now in my life I decided to try and cut out as much meat as possible for health issues. I discovered meat is a big contributor toward high cholesterol, and that's something both my husband and I struggle with. And so I thought, you know what, reduce the carbon footprint, like there are all these good reasons to eat less meat. So we're gonna try. We didn't cut out fish or seafood because we both love fish a lot. So the best label for us is pescatarian. And I discovered that in cutting out what used to be kind of the centerpiece of the meal, I was finding more interesting recipes and finding tastier recipes and really going in depth. I was looking at a lot of vegan recipes for things just out of interest, a lot of vegetarian recipes that I absolutely love, and just discovering that meat didn't need to be in a meal for it to be not only completely filling and completely full of nutrition, all the nutrition you need, but also just something I want, or I want that more. Like, I prefer vegetarian chili, and some of that comes from my mom having been a vegetarian when I was growing up. So there are a lot of meals that I'm getting recipes from her and eating it and being like, oh, so nostalgic. Like, I didn't need to have meat in my spaghetti before because we always had it with tofu, like tofu chunks. And to me, that's normal. And it turns out I really like that. Like, I love the taste of tofu. And it's just an excuse to eat a whole bunch of it. So I'm not completely cutting out meat forever. Like, I'm not being strict. This isn't like a lifestyle change. And I know it's kind of weird that I'm not going into this because of being an animal lover. Kind of seen both sides. Like, I've seen all the sad stuff, and I've also talked to people who grew up on farms and who their whole life preparing animals for butchering and for meat and for eating because that's what they did. I'm in this place with it where that's not the reason for me to not eat meat. There's a lot of horrible things going on when it comes to how animals are raised for butchering. And a lot of that is the corporate things going on, the big scale things, the things where the person who owns the company will never set foot in anywhere where the animals are being raised. And that's different to me from saying that eating all meat is bad, because there are smaller farms where they're personally raising animals and they love them and they take phenomenal care of them and make sure that they're happy, healthy, up until they're killed for consumption. I feel like if your problem is with the way animals are treated, going with locally sourced food is the way to go. I feel like that's the correct route rather than going vegan. So to me, I'm on that path, but I also, it turns out, I don't miss meat. I like all these recipes, and for health reasons, I wanted to switch away from meat. It's really complicated. If someone wants to like talk to me more about this, if you want me to make a video more about my mindset on this, I can go into this quite a bit. I can kind of organize my thoughts a little bit better, but anyway, I'm pescatarian mostly now. I don't cook meat at home for the most part. If I'm out and other people are eating meat, obviously I don't like make a big deal about it, I just eat it. But yeah, I don't hate meat. I'm making this section too long. I'll make another video if people are interested. I guess this goes right into my next one. I am loving my job at the vet. I love working at a veterinary clinic. This has been the best job I have ever had. My boss is phenomenal. My coworkers are fantastic. The job is great. It's interesting. It's challenging. Sometimes it's tiring. I love it. I love getting to see surgeries. I love getting to play with puppies every day. Like, everything about the job has been fantastic. I'm so grateful that I got hired to work at this clinic. It has really changed my life. I've loved every minute of it. Another random thing I've loved that comes from working in this clinic, because we're right next to a Starbucks, I really like Starbucks' London Fog. London Fog specifically with soy. That's kind of become my go-to drink just out of nowhere. I just really enjoy them, and I make kind of a version of it myself. I don't have like their vanilla syrup stuff or whatever goes into it, but just Earl Grey with a big old scoop of sugar and some soy milk at home. I love that. That's so tasty. It's not like my all the time drink, but I'm drinking that a lot. A book I really loved this year, Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I'm so glad I picked this up. I picked it up because of the gorgeous cover. If you haven't read this, it was so weird. It was so different from anything I had read before. The beginning like threw me. It was so weird, but like well written weird. So I was like, I'm loving the language and totally confused about where we're going right now. But by the time I was about halfway through, I was so hooked on it. I still haven't read Muse of Nightmares just because my life has been all about Breath of the Wild, but I loved this one. I can't wait to read Muse of Nightmares. I think I'm going to love it just as much. This is a great book. So I know I haven't really shared any thoughts about it. I read it, I loved it. It's so different, it's so weird. If you're looking for fantasy, I'll have to organize my thoughts about this too. I think after I read Muse of Nightmares, I'll talk about both of them and how I feel about them. It leaves off on a huge cliffhanger, so if you hate that, at least the next book is out. It wasn't when I finished this one. Another thing I loved this year is, of course, my new kitten, Zuko. He's not in here with me right now. He's asleep in the other room, so I'm gonna leave him there and I'll put in a cute picture here. Zuko's getting so big so fast. He's all fluffy and the other cats are getting along with him. Yeah, we just love him so much. I'm so glad that he just stumbled into my life. Video about that is going to be up above for you to watch if you haven't watched already, about how Zuko came into my life suddenly out of nowhere. Yeah, it's been a lot having 3 cats in kind of a small condo, but 3 cats and 2 people in a 2-bedroom condo is just like right now. And the last thing is Breath of the Wild, which is the new Legend of Zelda game for the Nintendo Switch for anyone who lives under a manhole cover. Breath of the Wild is phenomenal. It's an open world concept game, but I have never played a game before where the game allowed me to adapt my playing style to its world so well. Like, it doesn't matter what things you have or what level you are, there's a way to figure out everything and you can do it the way that works best for you. Like, Josh and I have been playing and it turns out we have 2 totally different playing styles. He likes to do all of the like fancy, like wait for the right moment and time it so you get like the special dash in and furiously stab at them attacks. I can't do that. I cannot get the timing down, but I'm really good at finding another way to like drop in from above and just like clobber them to death for the enemies. Or like, I really like dashing in head first tank style and just like clobbering them, whereas he likes to do all of the like intricate little side things. And there'll be puzzles and we'll solve them completely differently, and it's just really easy to adapt the way I enjoy playing the game to that game. It's just been so much fun. I'll probably be playing this for months on end, but we're playing pretty much constantly now. Probably playing too many video games. There's no such thing. There's 10 things I really enjoyed that came into my life in 2018. There's me, 2018. The inspiration from this kind of came from when I was going through my resolutions from last New Year's, because New Year's is coming up and I'm starting to think about my resolutions for this year, and I had 10 resolutions plus a bonus one, and I've actually completely completed 7 out of 10 of those, and all the other ones I've touched on but not like fully done. Like, one of my goals was to write a poem every week in the year, and I didn't, but I did write a lot of poems. So, you know, I was close there. There are a couple like that. I feel really good about how this year went for me. This was the first year I was seriously querying my book. This was the first year I finished the book in a way that it felt finished to me, although I think I am gonna be going through and doing another revision and then sending back out in a new set of queries. But I still did that first big, real initial step towards publishing this year for the first time, and that was big for me. Hopefully the small things in your life went well. Hopefully some of the big things in your life went well. I know we're living in a garbage fire of a world at the moment. There are a lot of things that are bad, but there's always little things that are good, and we should take those things with us into the new year. Happy holidays! I will probably post one more video this year. We'll see if I get one more done. Anyway, thanks for watching, and good luck to all of us. Bye!